What is going on, folks? Welcome to another video. I am really excited about making this one. Ever since I got my Canyon SpeedMax, I have wanted to do some real world aero testing, and finally the day is here. Only took a couple years. I am meeting up with Jim Manton, who's one of the leaders in aerodynamics in cycling and triathlon. So we are out here today at Yorba Regional, and we're going to do some real world testing. I've got my full race set up, so I'll go through that and let you know what I have, what I'm racing with, what's on the bike, what modifications I've made. And then we're gonna do some test runs. You have to do a calibration run, I believe, and then you do a run out and a run back, and then you can make some tweaks. I have gone full race preparation, even something I've never done before, because in a recent Lionel video when he did his testing, he talked about the fact that hair on your arms and legs can actually cause issues, cause drag. So last night, the arm hair is gone. Not that I have a lot. The leg hair is gone. But right now, let's go through what my plan is for race day kit and what the bike is currently set up with. All right, well, let's start with what I'm wearing from the bottom to the top. First off, I am wearing the Shimano TR9 triathlon shoes. I wore these in Morro Bay and I really liked them. In Morro Bay was the first time I tried getting on my bike with the shoes clipped in, and that went really well. So I enjoyed using these. They're a single Velcro strap, making it easy to get them on and off while you're on the bike. Moving up from there, I'm wearing smaller, lower socks and opting for calf sleeves. Jim has tested calf sleeves in the past, and there are benefits there. I did shave my legs, but I have two options. I have the Zoot calf sleeves, which Jim has tested in the past, the Aero sleeves, and I also have my Varlo calf sleeves. So I have two options there to work with. From there, moving up to my tri kit, I am wearing the Pro Element tri suit from Varlo. This is their high-end triathlon suit. I love this suit. I love the way the legs feel. The material they use on the bottom for the legs is different than the top. So that is the plan as far as my kit. And then moving up from there, I will be using the Rudy Project Wing helmet. This is the custom wrap that I had done recently for Orange County Endurance. I wore this for the first time in Morro Bay and really liked it. I like the field of view that you get from the lens on this much more than my previous helmet. All right, moving on to my bike setup. I have the Canyon SpeedMax CF7 disc ETAP, disc brake system. And there are some modifications I have done since getting this bike. I went to Jim kind of open as to what brand I would get, and this particular model from Canyon, the CF7, which is actually a step down from the highest end model, best fit me because I have a shorter inseam but a longer torso. So this was the bike ultimately that fit me the best at the time. Now I have made some modifications. This bike came from, we'll start at the bottom, came with Reynolds Aero rims. I did not like those at all. I had lots of issues changing the tires whenever I had flats. So I've gone away from those, and most recently purchased Zip 808s. I have a set front and back of the Zip 808 Firecrests, and I love those. I used to have Zips on my other bike, and the wheels come on and off, and I've actually gone to running those tubeless and have had zero problems, knock on wood. I do need to find some wood to knock on. Most recently, and today being the first time I'm actually going to get to ride it, is the Zip Super 9 disc. I have wanted a disc forever and have not had one, have not invested in one, and finally made the decision to do it. Wanted to go with the same wheel manufacturer that I was already using and that I was comfortable with, so went with the Zip Super 9, and am super excited to get to test that out today. Moving up from there towards the saddle, I have made a couple modifications. I do run the Canyon extension off the back for a bike bottle that sits right behind you. I run a single bottle on that when doing 70.3. That way it's kind of tucked in on the back. And then as far as the saddle, I am running the PR 3.0 from ISM. That is one of their more padded saddles. I'm a bigger guy. I have thought recently about going to a little less padded saddle, just so that it's a little more narrow in the front. I tend to feel like it rubs a little bit on the inside of my leg and kind of on the butt cheekish area. So I'm considering going to their saddle that is a little less padding, which is the 2.0 or 2.1, but haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. Moving across the bike, one thing you see is there are 0 bottle cages on the frame. One thing I've learned from Tony and Jim is that bottle cages running on your frame are terrible for aerodynamics. They create a lot of drag. So there are 0 bottle cages on my frame. I do train with a bottle cage on the frame, but when I am racing, those cages are removed. So for hydration, we move up to the front, which I have, the front end is close to the same. I did switch out the cups for the Aero bars. I am running the tri-rig cups, which are a little longer, and they have a kind of a scoop cup in the back, which I really like because your elbows can kind of sit in that cup. So that is one change I made to the front end. And then I added the Profile Design Aria bottle, hydration bottle. Jim recommended that when I got the bike because he felt it is super aerodynamic. It makes the bike even more aerodynamic. So I am running that, and I think that's it. That is the full bike setup as of now.
Okay.
There he is.
We'll be able to use this to get some unique footage.
Oh, cool.
So I put a gimbal on there. It's a steady cam.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We need to do a calibration run.
Yep.
And then from there we just go. And so once you have this down, it's just go, go, go. Every change we make, we will test, okay? So, man, this is just not.
Well, we did the first run, which was the calibration run. You have to go down and back. It's considered one, and you got to do that 3 times. Did the calibration, that was successful. That was stressful. I was a little worried I was gonna have to do it again, but it was okay. And then we did the baseline run, and Jim took a bunch of photos and video. And coming into this, one of my complaints was I felt like I had to sit far back on the seat to get my body reaching as far out as I wanted. And Jim has confirmed that I definitely need more reach. So that is one of the things we're adjusting. Is that the main thing we're adjusting now?
Today we're going to work on position, and yeah, reach is our constant battle. We need more reach for everybody, and you definitely need to reach out much further, so we're going to see if we can get enough reach for you. That, that's 3 centimeters more reach, and it's probably not enough, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You have to force your head down. That's just not sustainable over the course of a triathlon. It's just not. So we need to make these adjustments that allow your head to just naturally drop into position where it's actually comfortable. It'd be uncomfortable to lift it up, right? And so that's what we're trying to achieve with this reach, is it just naturally brings your head down. That's what we're doing. Good.
Well, that was the second, I guess the first test run against baseline. And how big was our drop? Not necessarily what the number went to. It was over point.
Yeah, we did a 0.12 drop.
0.12 drop just by pushing the bars out.
10 watts. That's a massive drop.
10 watts, just 3 centimeters. We moved the bars forward, which flattened my back, got me out further forward. So, and it felt really comfortable. It could go further. Because I still feel, what I feel is I still feel a little pressure, like where I'm sitting on the ball of the elbow a little bit. So we're moving it a little further. The angle, but we're pushing it out. And can you see it there?
Where if you're sitting, if your ass is here, right, on the back of and the bottle's here, now that air, when it collapses down, instead of collapsing in, it collapses out to the bottle and then collapses behind the bottle. And it's a much smaller area behind the bottle, because what happens is when air collapses behind you, it creates a low pressure system and what we call pressure drag. And pressure drag is worse than friction drag, right? So what we're always trying to do is reduce pressure drag. So we're willing to trade friction drag for pressure drag because it's just choosing between the lesser of two evils. So if I can have a bottle right behind you, so the air doesn't, so you're not leaving a big hole behind you, you're actually, with the bottle right behind you, you're leaving a smaller hole. And so that's less pressure drag. And that's why it works. But if you're sitting forward on these saddles like you're supposed to, and then you have a bottle here, well, now the air collapses and then it hits another cylinder. So you're actually increasing drag. And so that's what people don't understand, excuse me, about having a bottle back there, is it can make it worse.
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins, can't relax. Original, I am not the same as these cats. I sting them if they never ever mind and they beeswax. I don't ever cap, but I'm wearing like 3 hats. Never been a rat, but I know where the cheese at. You'll never get a trophy cause they all here where we at. You better believe that. When it's all said and done, I'll still be here standing. Never took a loss and it ain't something that I'm planning. I dare you to say something, my focus is A1. Every dog has his day, it's been mine since day one. This is real grinding, I'm still climbing. While you still trying, I'm still shining. It's real blinding, and I'm getting hotter too. Talking top 2, I'm not a 2. You let the pressure bother you and I do what I gotta do. Let's go hard. Coming close to me.
We're doing both with the adjustments we're making, right? So that's the beauty of it, is we're decreasing your area and we're helping the airflow over you more efficiently. So we're decreasing both CD and A.
So we did our last run, and what do you think we gained?
Somewhere between 13 to 15 watts is my guess.
13 to 15 watts, which is be interesting to kind of see what that calculates out over like miles per hour, I guess. There's some things we need to change. I only have a single-sided power meter, so that could skew the numbers. You don't necessarily know if the number is low because of that, but essentially it went down from 0.199 to 0.184. All right, well, we are all wrapped up here. I'm about to head out. I will talk more about the outcome, all of that, a little bit later. Jim is going to upload a bunch of video he took, as well as the report. So get some data on how much time savings, wattage savings we actually achieved just by changing my front end, basically moving my arms, my elbows out further so that I'm a little lower, a little more comfortable. My back, the roundness in my back is now much flatter. So looking forward to seeing his photos to see kind of the A and B, the before and after. Well, I had a great time with Jim today. He is going to send me my report tonight so I can get the exact information. I know that there were a couple things that were concerned. One, the power meter being single-sided, not double-sided, so that made the some data questionable, at least maybe the starting point, because when I did my baseline run, I came back at 0.199, and for those of you who know about aero testing, that's pretty low. I was pretty surprised that I was under 2, honestly, to begin with. So that will be interesting to see when we go back to test again next time. We will use a double-sided power meter or dual-sided power meter, so we'll see if that number goes up at all. But regardless of what the number started with, 0.199, regardless of whether that is 0.199 or 0.25, what is important is, did that number come down? And that number did ultimately come down from 0.199 to 0.184. So Jim's gonna work up his report and let me know what the total wattage savings was and kind of what predicted might be a race savings over a half Ironman distance. But now I am at Total Body Health here in Orange County. I'm gonna get my leg worked on one last time before jumping on the plane. It has been feeling better most of the time while not running. There's still some pain and You know, there's been some of you who have been posting, you need to get checked to see if I have a stress fracture. And that's been in the back of my mind, but I haven't wanted to go get an x-ray or push that until after the race, because I really don't want to know that. But I'm going to ask Dr. Andrews his thoughts on the likelihood that I have a tibial stress fracture or something like that. But one thing I notice is just walking barefoot, the pain is kind of there, kind of this aching pain, which I don't feel like that's muscle pain. But we'll get his opinion. Yes. All right. Got these guys here. I've got multiple comments asking, do I have a stress fracture? We have people asking, because muscularly it doesn't, I don't feel it as much anymore, but if I walk barefoot, I walk around, there's like a dull ache in my...
Does it go crossways or does it go upwards?
Yeah, it's still kind of in this back area here.
Only when you're barefoot?
I just notice it more when I'm walking around, like if I put pressure in the right way.
Usually a stress fracture, you're going to feel more horizontal, usually.
So this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's going to go across the pressure, right?
On the way back home, did ask Dr. Andrews about the stress fracture, tibial stress fracture. He did some tests. I did a little stomping, and he pretty much felt like that wasn't the case. The calf pain is gone, but when he gets in there and starts digging around, right below the outside, I guess the inside of the knee, but kind of just around from the front, where the soleus attaches, that insertion point is still very, very tender. He is a little concerned that if I don't get that under control, that I can have some meniscus issues. So we're definitely going to continue to work on that when I return. And I am continuing to take it easy on the running until the race. Now I'm headed home. Maple's going to have a little play date before I leave town. Finn, her good buddy, Sujin's dog, and Sujin and Justin are coming over. Dog's going to run around, wear each other out. Then it's going to be time to tear the bike down and get some packing done.
Maple.
I am back and it is time to start packing. I feel like I'm really behind in getting this done this time. I am definitely one to start packing like a week ahead. And for some reason, just everything going on, it's been a busy week between meetings and work and the kids' sports, all of that. So I have got to crank through this because I'm headed to the airport in the morning. I believe I have all of my tri-gear ready. Got the swim gear put together. Synergy wetsuit, brought a cap, also brought the swim skin because I've seen reports that the water is warm, chafing stuff, tri-slide for chafing, heart rate monitor on the arm, 2 sets of goggles, got all of my bike stuff, hydration bottles, all of that, pump, everything here, and then shoes, race belt, hat, glasses, all I need for the run. And all of my nutrition is gathered up. I'll be primarily using Morton gels. Thank you, The Feed. I've got caffeinated and uncaffeinated gels. Lots of LMNT or Element. I've got the unflavored for in my bottles. And then throughout the week, I've got some flavored. And then in here is my carb powder, which is from Vitargo. Got this will go in my bottles and my hydration up front. Now it's time to clean up the bike from today's ride and tear it down. The bike box is all packed. I didn't get any video of me actually packing it. I put everything in there with my Delta status. I get 70 pounds per bag. So that allowed me to put an extra 20 pounds in here and loaded it all up. I had to basically use some straps to pull it off the ground so that I can measure the weight, and it was 73.5 pounds. So had to bring it back down and take a couple things out, took a couple of my tools out. Something new that I purchased is a digital air pump. One, I took the Pro Bike tool set out because that's probably 1.5 pounds at least. And then, I'll show this in the next video when I do the bike build. I'm not gonna take it all out, but I bought the Fantic X8 digital pump. And I didn't want to take the big bike pump with me. I don't have a small pump, and this will go up to 150 PSI, and the Presta adapter for my disc actually screws right on, so I can use it to fill a front and back tire, and this probably weighs 3 or 4 pounds. Now I need to pack my clothes, my electronics, drone, all that stuff, and that'll be it for the night. It is 6:30 p.m. Hopefully I can be done in the next hour and then relax, hang out with the kids. Both kids are sick. Emmeline had a cold all week. Evelyn came down with a cold last night. So I'm keeping my distance, do not want to get sick, but do want to at least get to spend a little bit of time with them. So we actually ordered Chipotle in for dinner, but I'm going to get to finishing up my packing. I am just about done with packing. Chipotle just arrived. Gonna go eat dinner with the family and finish all this up and get to bed. What is going on, folks? It is morning time. My eyes are barely focusing. I am hopping on a plane in 3.5 hours. Or not hopping on a plane. I'm leaving for the airport in 3.5 hours. I get picked up at 8 a.m. and I have got all of my gear ready. I've got the suitcase full of all my stuff. Little last minute thing with my daughter this morning. My youngest has a soccer game, so Christina and my youngest are headed off around 7:30 to her soccer game. I will miss that, unfortunately. And then last minute, my oldest is going with my sister on a Warner Brothers studio tour. But she's got to get to my sister's house, and I'm leaving at 8 a.m. So at 7 a.m., I am driving her to my sister's so that I can get back here for my ride to the airport at 8 a.m. So the morning went from, I'll get up, I'll do an 8-mile run, have some time in the morning to get up extra early, get my daughter to my sister's, and then get back here to get on the plane. But now I'm gonna jump on the treadmill. Got 8 miles. I'm gonna do an easier pace using the lever between 8:15 pace. So that should take me just a little over an hour, which will give me time to get a bite to eat, get a shower, and then take my daughter. All right, I am done with the run. That felt pretty good. Probably ran 7:58s. Haven't even looked at it yet. Foggy, foggy, foggy.
Yes.
You excited to go to Warner Brothers?
Yeah, last minute.
I am back, made pretty good time. Got 22 minutes until the lift comes to pick me up, and I get a few minutes with Evelyn before she heads to her soccer game. Ready for soccer?
Yeah.
Yeah, you ready to go soccer, Maple? Or are you staying home? I think you're staying
Mom
home.
was going to bring her, but because it was wet, she would get all wet.
Wet grass dog. How are you feeling? Any better?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. All right. You gonna play hard?
Yeah.
Yeah? You gonna score a goal? Always got to have faith. Yes, I'm going to score a goal. Yes, I will score a goal. It's the attitude you got to have. How you doing? All right, well, I am all checked in. Bike is on its way. I wanted to mention one last thing. I had forgotten to mention it so far. I'm doing a giveaway of Synergy goggles. There are 2 sets of goggles. So go check those out at the links below. There is a racer style, and then there is a brand new, I would say more everyday style, or maybe less racer style, which is some that I would use more for my daily training. But go and check those out at the links below. Then go down and leave a comment which pair you would like to win if you win the giveaway.
I've been walking on air, left all my worries and cares. I've got no burdens around you. I don't care who knows I love you. 'Cause I've been so lost without you. And in my darkest times, you got me feeling like life is good.